What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video podcast. Today is the first day of 2022, and what better time to talk about free will than the first day of the year? And what a year it has been last year, but just, not just a bad year, but a terrible year. So let's hope that the coming year will be a little bit better, and if it isn't, then I don't know, uh, maybe the year after that, but that's maybe too uh, forthcoming for now. Today, for discussion is free will and whether we have it or we don't. Some say we do, some say we don't. I guess it all depends on where you're looking from. For example, if you decide to make a video like this one, if you decide to uh, enjoy a cup of coffee, if you uh, have an addiction, if you, what else is there? Make a choice to get a hamburger or something healthy. It seems in the moment that you actually have made that choice. I have chosen today to make this video. I have chosen not to eat a burger. I have chosen to work out today, for example, to eat today, to not eat certain things and eat other things, to not light fireworks yesterday on the 31st of December, sorry, and so on. It seems in the moment that you actually have made that choice. It seems in the moment that there is someone making that choice. It seems also in the moment that you are the one actually making that choice. But that's only a moment. If we zoom out just a little bit, then probably your brain has come up with, I don't know, I am hungry, so I need some food, so get me food. And if you don't get me food, then I get upset, and you don't want me upset. You want to have me in a likable mood. So you get some food, not because you want to, but because your brain wants to. Because you need to, but because your brain needs to. And this just by zooming out a little bit for your brain, just for uh, an instance of a burger. So in the moment it seemed like you were deciding that you had or needed a burger and you got a burger. Zoom out a little bit and you see that you didn't actually decide, that your brain has decided it, I don't know, a couple of seconds before it. And you just oblige with it. You just listen to your brain because you have no choice, because it's your brain seems to fit you, you seem to fit it, and there's no stopping the lot of you, the both of you. You have to listen to each other, have to do what the other one says, and if you don't, then you both get angry, dissatisfied, etc. etc. So, in that instance, is there such a thing as free will? Now we started out. Now we start to have second guesses, and of course we should, because if we just zoom out a little bit, and already there seems to be great influence just by your brain controlling your every move, then of course, if we zoom out even more, we get to the issue of that there has never been any free will, and that free will always has been a illusion for you, for me, for everyone, and it we're all just kind of kidding ourselves into thinking that we had a free, quote unquote, free mind, which now seems to be not the case, which now seems to be something well enough left alone, something forgotten. But then again, who chooses to believe that they have free will? That's also a good question. So it's kind of a tricky thing, I guess, this free will of ours. Because in the moment it seems so apparently true. I know the words coming out of my mouth, and a few seconds later, it seems so inherently false as I did decide shit. I only seemed to have been deciding it. I only seemed to have made the right or the wrong decision. I only seemed to forgive myself for making the wrong decision and compliment myself, of course, for making the right one, even though probably I don't have any influence on it whatsoever. Never had, never will, never does it occur. Take for another example, if you like food and you haven't been eating right for a couple of months, years, or whatever, then of course your brain gets a little bit cranky, and after a while it gets a little bit mad, and after a long enough time of not eating, you get dictated by your mood, time, and it dictates your every move, your everyday experience, and you can't think straight, etc. etc. And so the problem arises, uh, do you actually have some control? And even if you take in enough food, again, the problem arises, do you actually have a sense of control if you just like food? I am now just talking about food, but this of course applies to literally everything we do, human interactions, uh, life itself, death, uh, choice, free will, of course, it applies to both of those, but uh, what kind of sports we play, what kind of team we support, it's all determined somewhere in the past. It will alter in the future only because of the past, and there's nothing you can really do to make a difference about it. Sadly, or sadly, probably not that sad about it, but uh, yeah, because choosing sadness again is a question about free will, as illogical as that may seem. So, what do we do about it? We do nothing because we don't have free will. That's the whole trick of it. There's nothing to get in there because there's nobody who can make a decision about right and wrong. There's just decisions being made for you or against you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it, which again seems like a huge issue which we need to stop, control, etc., etc. But it probably springs to your mind just as it did for me now that there's nothing to control because there's nobody controlling it and that nobody also has no free will. So we are kind of screwed in a good way because we can drop the act and let everything go and be just as happy as ever. In fact, we can even be happier because now we have arrived at no free will, so somebody else is controlling this shit show, and so we can let all the doubt and making the right call and doing the right thing, we can all let it go. We can all let it slowly subside and feel happy again because there's absolutely nobody saying anything to anyone anyway. Uh, so that's all I have to say today about free will. All I have to explain usually explains a lot if you come to think about it, which also sadly means that you can't really stop a depressive state, for example, because A, there's nobody having a depressive episode, and B, you don't control it. But hey, I am at the 40-minute mark, so I would like to thank you and have a great day.